All right, in this video, I'm going to break down how Instagram creators, business owners, and coaches automate their Instagram DMs and comments. You've probably seen it before. There's a post on Instagram, and either in the post itself or in the caption, there's some sort of call to action telling you to comment a certain word, and you'll be sent something. And then right after that, you usually get a DM where that starts a conversation. I'm going to show you in this video exactly how you can set that up for your business so you can start generating more leads from your social media following. First, I'm going to show you some real life examples that we've actually set up for our clients. So here we can see it's a very normal Instagram post, and the caption we have comment team culture, and we say in the team activity to bring this conversation to your whole group. And then people start commenting team culture, and we have automatic replies saying check your DMs, hey, just sent it to you, all that sort of thing. Another example from another client we've set up. Go back, we'll start the video here. We see from very normal comments, nothing happens, the automation doesn't fire off. But if someone does comment the keyword that we have, comment AFE, you'll see actual examples of our automation firing off. Just sent you a DM up here, check DMs, that sort of thing. Now, how are we doing all this? It's through a program called ManyChat. Now, I'll already offer the pricing structure right here. You can see there's a lot of different options you can choose from. Most people, they start with the free version, but I can tell you right now, you're going to want to go to Essential or Pro at some point because it just has features that allows you to capture leads in a way that the free version just can't do. But again, if you just started, if you're new to this, you have no idea what ManyChat is, I would go with the free version just so you can get acquainted with it. And now let's go into the actual setup. So as you can see here, I'm on the Pro version myself. This is the setup that I see for some of my clients. And it has a lot of features. You can see all your contacts that you generate through Instagram, automations. You can use a ManyChat AI, again, only with the Essential Pro version, not in the free one. And then you can actually see your actual inbox. I'm not going to show it because it's on behalf of a client, but you can answer all your DMs, see the automations are working, and so on. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to go into automations. And we're going to click New Automation because at the beginning, you're not going to have any here. At the start, there's already a bunch of templates here for you. Auto DM links from comments, generate leads with stories, all that sort of thing. ManyChat already has all these setups, but as I mentioned, if you're just starting out, it can be a little bit difficult to navigate all this. It's very overwhelming. And honestly, with ManyChat, it's very easy to make a mistake. So I recommend that you start from scratch, watch this video, use it as a tutorial, play it back if you need to, but we're going to start from scratch and we're going to go start with a blank automation. That's going to take you to this screen right here. And with every automation, no matter what it is in ManyChat, it's going to start with a trigger. Something has to happen for this automation to get started. And so we're going to click here. It's going to offer new trigger. Because we're doing this for Instagram, it's going to be there automatically because you will have connected your Instagram account already prior in the setup, but that's going to be a different video. We're going to click on new trigger, and here are all the options that it has for Instagram. For the purpose of this video, we're going to mainly focus on user comments on your post or reel because that's honestly the best way to get leads. You can do a lot of other things like reply to your stories. They send you a message. If you're running ads, if they click your ad, that sort of thing. But these are all a bit more complex. As I mentioned with ManyChat, it's very easy to make a mistake. So we're going to start off with user comments on your post or reel, just like the examples that I showed you. So once we have that, it's going to take you to this page. This consists of 3 steps to make sure that the trigger functions properly. You can set it to be a specific post or reel, and that's the only option that you have with the free version, or you can set it to be all posts or reels so that it goes forever. No matter what you post, you can add that into your caption or in the post, and the automation will work. The keyword trigger is going to work for whatever post you do, but as I said, you're going to need the Essential or Pro version for this. It's not going to work on the free version. Because I have the Pro version, and I recommend that you do at some point as well, we're going to click on that. Is this going to apply to all posts or reels? We're going to click continue. And then we're going to decide here, comments that include these keywords, which is our trigger, is going to fire off the automation. So let's say we want the keyword book. Now here is another thing, like I said, it's very easy to make a mistake on your end and also on the end of your Instagram followers because people a lot of times are lazy. Instagram moves very fast. People are going to comment. They're going to say, for example, they're going to forget an O. They're going to have it. They're going to misspell it, whatever that may be. But we want to include that inside of this because just because someone makes a mistake, we don't want the lead to go missing. So we're going to include that. Here you also have the option to exclude certain keywords, but honestly, I never really use that because as long as we have this, we'll be fine and the automation will move smoothly. Like I said, I've set this up thousands of times, and I've never really used comment exclude these keywords, so you don't have to worry about that. Then the last step is going to be how you actually reply under your post, and those are all done automatically. In the examples that you've seen, we're not doing any of that manually. That's all automatic, and you can completely customize these yourself. So you can have it say, let's just say we can just have it say sent a link. We can have it say, I'll just give you an example here. We can have it say, as you completely customize it, check your DMs. However you want it, you can customize it. I recommend having at least 3 because ManyChat is going to do this completely automatically. You're not going to have any control which one goes off, but it's going to do one of these randomly, and you can do a lot more, as you can see here. And it's going to, I recommend switching those out for every couple posts, whatever you feel like, because after a while it's going to sound very robotic if you keep it as the same one. But either way, we have all these replies now that people are going to get. We're going to save it. At that point, your automation is going to be live. And then before this step, once you have a trigger that's there, I'll just go back so you see it, you're going to choose your next step. So when someone comments this, what's going to happen in the DMs? Here we have Instagram connected, so we're going to click on Instagram. And then here you can completely customize your text. You can fit it to your brand, to your tone of voice, to how you want to speak to your followers. So we're going to say, for example, hey, do you want? We're just going to say the resource, obviously for you, is going to be different. Whatever you're wanting to offer, do you want the resource? That's going to be the first DM that they get. As soon as they comment, it runs automatically. And then we're going to add a button, and this is going to be the next step for them. You can just immediately send people a resource, but kind of the psychology behind all of this, we want to ask a question first because that buys more opt-in. People feel like they're having a conversation with you, and it just builds that connection, which the end goal is to sell something, and it just primes them for that because if they buy in more time, they're more likely to buy something at the end. So what we're going to do is we give them options. Do you want the resource? Obviously they commented they do, but like we said, just to create more buy-in, we're going to have a button that says yes. And then when this button is pressed, what's the next step? Do we want another message? Do we want them to open a website? In our case, we want it to go to another message because we want them to click yes. And we go over here, and again, we completely customize this message for them. Here we can say great. For example, you can say here it is. And you can add things such as an emoji here to get people, because it's going to show up as a button down here. So you can have here it is, check it out. And then the difference here is we're not going to click on Instagram because that's going to do another DM that we have to customize. Here what we're going to do is click open website. And right in there, you're going to drop the link to wherever you're wanting to send them to. Here, just for the sake of this example, I'm going to add google.com, but you're going to, in most cases, copy and paste some sort of link in there. And it's going to send them to that. Now, you can ultra personalize these in the sense where you say, if we have something that says, hey, and we go to these brackets right here, and we click first name, this is going to add their first name to the message to make it more personal. But again, ManyChat is very easy to make a mistake. And if someone has their first name, let's just say their Instagram name is the real one, it's not going to have their first name here. It's going to say, hey, do you want this, this, and this? And it doesn't make any sense. So like I said, depending on your clientele, depending on your expertise with ManyChat, honestly, for most people watching this, I would say leave this out. I don't even use it myself much, so I would leave this part out when you're customizing your message. But other than that, you can make it however you want to. You can customize it completely to your own. And we said here, we're going to have what we want the button to say. We say grab it now. And we have that. And that's already a basic automation setup. Here you can go to preview to be sure that it looks right. We're going to open this. It's going to say, okay, this is my client. So just this example, it's going to look different on your end up there. But it's say, hey, do you want the resource? They click yes. Here it is, grab it now. And it's going to send them to the link. Here, of course, obviously we have google.com, but it's going to go to whatever link you want to put in there. Now, the only other thing I mentioned that you can set as an option is you can create multiple questions if you want this to go longer. If you want yes, you can say, have you struggled with, have you struggled with, let's say blank before? Obviously you're going to customize all this, and you can say yes, and it's going to add another question. And you can even have it say no. You can say no, and you can send them to a different link. So you can completely customize what this looks like. Like I said, there's a million ways I could do this. This video could go on for 3 hours with all the possibilities that you can do with ManyChat. But just to give you a basic setup of what this would look like, you're just gonna wanna go, hey, do you want the resource? Have you struggled with blank before? If they are, go in Instagram step, have it say open website, and send them to that actual link that you want it to go to. Again, I'll show you the example that we have here, google.com. We'll say, grab it here, and then you have it. And then that's gonna be the very end. You can have it be a button, and then we're just gonna set it live. Of course here, it's gonna say every step has to go to something, so even if it says no, for the sake of this, obviously it'll go to something different. We're gonna set it live, and then up here, as live, and it's gonna let you know down here, and you have a fully set up automation. Again, this may have seemed a little bit overwhelming, so you can always rewind this video as many times as you want, watch it over again. And actually also in the description, I'm gonna drop you 3 templates that you can use to start generating leads for your business, so you can immediately integrate it. Of course, change the copy to match your tone of voice, but you don't have to go through all of this setup. So I'm gonna drop that in there down for you to below. And I'm also going to drop a link where you can sign up with ManyChat and use the pro version with all of its features for free for 14 days. So you have an idea of what you can do, how it works, all that sort of thing. You have enough time to do that. And if you really want this to be integrated in your business and want us to take full control of it, show you all the options and that sort of thing, you can book a call with us. That'll also be in the description. And yeah, so if you're at this point in the video, you know how to now fully set up a ManyChat automation to start generating leads from your Instagram posts. If you liked the video, please subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.